Coming up tonight on SLU News 22.
An empty Olympics.
Amtrak crash.
SGA Excellence Awards.
Panamanian document leak.
Plus national news and weather. Live from the Busch Student Center, this is SLU News 22.
Borah.
And I'm Bobby Stilwell.
Thank you for joining us this evening. There could be several empty seats at the Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro this summer. Only half of the tickets are sold and only 4 months remain before kickoff. Brazil's new Minister of Sports, Ricardo Lester, is looking into ways to boost ticket sales. Lezer told a Brazilian newspaper that the Brazilian government may purchase tickets that will be distributed to public schools. Public officials are working to boost worldwide confidence in Rio's ability to host the Games and ensure traveler safety. This is a difficult task because the country is in the midst of a political upheaval and massive protests. Lawmakers are also currently considering a request to impeach Brazil's president. Other concerns include the mosquito-borne Zika virus and fears about high crime rates and terrorism. Brazil is reassuring travelers about safety and plans to use twice as many security agents as were used during the Games in London in 2012.
Sunday, an Amtrak train traveling southbound at a high speed slammed into construction equipment on the tracks near Philadelphia. 2 track workers were killed and 30 passengers were injured. The crash disrupted train service between New York City and Wilmington, Delaware. Passengers able to walk were escorted out of the back of the train and directed to a nearby church where they were given food and water before being bused to Philadelphia. Both Amtrak and the NTSB are investigating the accident.
Meteorologist Zach Wilson is in the Weather Center for our first forecast. Zach, how's it looking out there?
Well, Emily, it looks great. It's been great all day. In fact, it's much like we saw over the weekend. Lots of sunshine, lots of warm air around, and we're actually still sitting at our current high temperature, which is 67 degrees here in the city. I think that has to do a little bit with the heat island effect. 63 out in St. Charles. On the Illinois side, it's 61 in Highland, 64 in Belleville, it's 65. So warmer as you work your way to the south in the area. Again, a lot of sun around today. Hopefully you guys got outside and enjoyed it. Maybe got it on the quad, did your homework outside, but it was a great day. But we're in for some changes. We had a cold front that worked through today, and so overnight tonight we're going to see a low of about 34 degrees. There are some freeze warnings to the east and northeast of St. Louis, but I do think that here in the city, we aren't going to quite reach that mark. Winds will be out of the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour overnight tonight. Coming up on your full forecast, I'll talk about your active midweek, whether or not we'll continue to see seasonable temperatures, and if there's any clearing that will be possible by the end of the week. Emily?
Thanks, Zach. Princeton University has refused to remove the name of former university and U.S. President Woodrow Wilson in the midst of calls to remove his name from buildings and art across campus. Opposition to naming buildings after Wilson is a result of Wilson's support of racial segregation during his tenure as president of the university and of the U.S. A Princeton report on the topic declared that the university will increase diversity in its doctoral programs and its art around campus.
A document leak from Panamanian law firm Mossack Fonseca has implicated several heads of state and other wealthy people from across the globe, in a money laundering scandal. The documents leaked demonstrate how several of the plan's elite members have been dodging taxes and avoiding sanctions. The over 14 million documents to a German newspaper is the biggest leak of documents since the WikiLeaks release in 2013. Some of those mentioned in the paper are Russian President Vladimir Putin and UK Prime Minister David Cameron's father.
Coming up next, your SLU area news. Stay with us. The SGA Excellence Awards outstanding efforts of students, faculty, and staff who further the advancement of the student experience at SLU. These individuals go above and beyond to provide excellent servant leadership and greater encouragement to the members of the SLU community. Find the link to nominate someone in this week's SGA email. Nominations will be accepted until 5 p.m. on Friday, April 8th. This year,
SLU will have a new addition to the spring commencement on Saturday, May 14th, a student commencement speaker. The speaker must be a graduating senior, law student, medical student, or graduate student. To apply, students must fill out the Google Doc that can be found in this week's SGA email and a draft of their speech along with a resume should be sent to the Director of Campus Ministry. Students are encouraged to consider speaking about the impact of the university mission during their time at SLU. Applications are due at 5 p.m. on Friday, April 15th.
This week is SLU's Atlas Week. The theme this year is Reaching Across Borders, Embracing Our Global Community. There are over 150 events planned for the week, including several guest speakers, the Parade of Nations, and Billiken World Festival. For a full list of events and times, check out the Atlas Week page on SLU.edu.
SLU Cheer and the St. Stations Dance Team tryouts will be April 15th through 17th. SLU Cheer is a co-ed team, while the St. Stations Dance Team focuses on jazz, hip-hop, and pom styles of dance. Registration and interviews will be held on April 15th from 6 to 8 p.m. in the classroom at Chaffetz Arena. Clinics and tryouts will be on April 19th from 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and April 17th from 1 to 5 p.m. in the pavilion at Chaffetz Arena. For more information or questions, check out this week's SGA email.
Join SLU Wellness for an evening with Kevin Briel, a writer, comedian, and social activist who will speak to the SLU community about mental health on Monday, April 11th at 6 p.m. in the CGC. Briel's work has been featured in media outlets such as Forbes, The Wall Street Journal, and NBC. As a writer, his memoir, Boy Meets Depression, was published by Random House and has achieved critical acclaim. As a mental health activist, Briel's also been a part of millions of dollars of fundraising for suicide prevention.
The Free Summer Yoga Series is back at Ballpark Village with 12 new dates for 2016. The sessions are taught by local instructors for 1 hour on select Wednesdays, April through September. Each class will also feature a yoga tank giveaway, compliments of Lululemon. All ages and levels are welcome. The first session is this Wednesday, April 6th at 6 p.m. For a full schedule, visit stlballparkvillage.com.
Last night, homicide detectives were called to 3 separate incidents. First, at around 9:40 p.m., a man was found in a parking lot near Elizabeth and January Avenues in the Hill neighborhood. The man had cuts to his neck and was pronounced dead at the scene. Autopsy results are pending in this suspicious case, according to investigators. Around 11:30 p.m., another man was found in a vehicle at 4th and Chestnut and had been shot multiple times. He was also pronounced dead at the scene. About 3:50 a.m. Monday, a man was found with multiple shot wounds in the 4900 block of Emerson Avenue. Coming up next, your workweek forecast. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Meteorologist Zach Wilson is here with us for your extended forecast. Zach, is this weather here to stay?
Well, I think so, at least for the time being, at least over the next 24 hours or so. It was a great weekend. It was a great day today. And so we've definitely seen those conditions persist, at least for the last 72 or so hours, kind of in a similar form. But I do think we have some changes that are coming, and so we'll get to those here in a second. Right now, it's 67 degrees, lots of sunshine out there. We'll reach a low of about 34 overnight tonight as the temperatures continue to fall. Again, our high today is that 67 degrees, so we're sitting there right now. Humidity is at 40%, and the dew point is at 38. So this is what the storm track looked like today. We had a cold front that worked through the area over the last few hours, and so it's brought some cooler weather to the region, at least it's starting to cool things down, especially to the north. That cooler air locked up to the north, but still lots of sunshine. We haven't dealt with anything in the way of rainfall when that came through. There was some out here in the Ohio Valley, but that was not a concern for us. And as we work forward in time, there will be a low pressure. It'll be kind of developing off to our north and west. It's going to bring some showers to the upper Midwest and some snowfall as well to the upper Midwest and Great Lakes region. And that cold front will continue south into the southeast. Lots of high pressure, but I don't think it's going to be too big of an issue, at least for the time being. You'll see a little bit of a change as we work forward here in the forecast. Overnight tonight, again, by 10 o'clock tonight, 48 degrees will do it. It'll be clear. Winds will be out of the north-northeast at 8 miles per hour, so pretty light breeze. And by tomorrow afternoon at 4 o'clock, we'll be sitting at about 57 degrees, lots of clouds and sunshine, lots of sunshine, a few clouds around. Winds will be out of the east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour with some gusts to 23, so you want to keep that in mind as you head out the door for class. This is what your 5-day forecast looks like. Again, we're going to see kind of a similar pattern shaping up for tomorrow. 57 will do it for your afternoon high, lots of sunshine and some clouds around. Then we have the rain chances kind of ramping up as we work into Tuesday night and Wednesday. And I think that's definitely the time frame for any active weather we're going to see this week. We're going to clear out pretty well by Thursday. I think there'll be some clouds sticking around 59. And then obviously by the weekend, especially to start the weekend, it's going to be pretty nice, more seasonal air returning. So yeah, it's been nice, especially recently. I think we'll deal with that a little active weather by midweek, but then I think we clear out again. We'll watch for some rain chances later in the weekend.
Thanks, Zach. Up next, I look into the world of sports and entertainment. Welcome back. In this weekend's top box office, Batman vs. Superman came in at #1 for the second week in a row. Zootopia followed at the #2 slot. My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, God's Not Dead 2, and Miracles from Heaven close out the list at 3rd, 4th, and 5th spots, respectively.
The 51st Annual Academy of Country Music Awards was Sunday night. Chris Stapleton scooped up the trophies for Male Vocalist of the Year, New Male Vocalist of the Year, Album of the Year for Traveler, and Song of the Year for Nobody to Blame. Stapleton's winning night was foretold by co-hosts Luke Bryan and Dierks Bentley, who devoted their jokes to everyone in country music trying to take credit for Stapleton's success. Other winners included Miranda Lambert, who nabbed her 7th Female Vocalist Trophy, and Thomas Rhett won his first ever ACM Award for Single of the Year for Die Happy Man. Jason Aldean won ACM's biggest prize for Entertainer of the Year.
We now have Monica Ryan in SLU Sports Corner. Monica?
Thanks, Emily. I'm Monica Ryan, and welcome to SLU Sports. The Billiken Baseball's bats were on fire this weekend as they swept George Mason with scores of 15-0, 15-6, and 3-2. The Billikens hit 5 home runs in the first 2 consecutive games. Devin Mahoney had 2 of these and went 6 for 7 at the plate. With a tight score on Sunday, Nick Vischio and Brett Szymanowski threw a combined 4 shutout innings to get the save. The Billikens are 6-0 in A10 play as they travel to Missouri State tomorrow for an in-state contest. SLU softball traveled to LaSalle this weekend for an A10 series. The girls went 2-1 on the series. The third game was won 17-7 in 6 innings. The Billikens claimed a new school record with 22 hits and a season-high 17 runs. The Bills are 4-2 in A10 play and travel to Dayton, Ohio to play the Flyers on Wednesday for an A10 doubleheader. Cardinals opening day was yesterday. A lot of fans were glued to their TVs to get a glimpse of what's to come in the 2016 season. The Cardinals have a lot to live up to if they're going to top their 2015 season of 100 wins. So far, offense looks shaky as they lost to the Pirates at PNC Park 1-4 yesterday. There's a lot of baseball left to play, but good news for the St. Louis Cardinals is that the Cubs lost yesterday too. The Blues lit up the ice against the Colorado Avalanche last night, winning 5-1. The boys have a lot of momentum going into the playoffs as they've clinched a playoff berth coming out of the Central Division. With 3 games left in the regular season, the Blues sit in second place, closely behind the Dallas Stars. Tonight at 7, the puck drops in St. Louis at the Scott Trade Center against the Arizona Coyotes, who have been eliminated from playoff contention. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Monica. Bud Light drinkers will see a new look for the country's top-selling beer brand beginning today. The new blue cans and bottles are the first redesign of the brand's look in 8 years and bring back the Anheuser-Busch crest, which has been missing from the brand's label since 2001. Anheuser-Busch InBev partnered with creative agency Wyden & Kennedy, New York, on the new design. AB InBev plans to highlight the new packaging in a new commercial starring actor Michael Pena, airing tonight during the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship game.
So Zach, what's the weather looking like this week? I see where we're going to be close to freezing in some areas on Friday night.
Yeah, I think we are going to dip down again close to, actually we're going to do the same thing overnight tonight. There are some areas that are under a freeze warning to the east and northeast of St. Louis. But yeah, we're dealing with this kind of pattern where there's some cold air that kind of tries to work in, and as it does so, especially overnight when it, we have these fronts that are rolling through, and they're strong enough to get us kind of close to the freezing mark, and so we are keeping a close eye on that. But this week, I think we're going to be dealing with some rather quiet weather. Wednesday will be kind of active. We'll have some rainfall. It'll be 61 for an afternoon high Wednesday, but then you'll see we kind of cool down a little bit after that frontal boundary moves through and that low pressure works out of the picture. start to the weekend looks great. I'm not so sure about the second half. We'll have to definitely be keeping tabs on that as we work through.
So Wednesday, that rain, when is it going to be here, and is it going to be out of here by 9:20?
Yeah, so it should be working in here in the morning hours, because there will be some opportunities for some showers overnight. Then I think as we work through the morning, definitely chances ramp up, and then it should be kind of out of the picture as we work into the early afternoon. At least that's the way it's looking right now. So
any
keep an eye.
intramural softball games Wednesday should go off without any rain delays.
I don't expect any rain delays by that part of the day. So
It's good to know.
yeah, we're knocking it out of the park. We're knocking it out of the park right now.
That's good.
With the weather, so.
It's good to hear, Zach.
Well, that's our show for the night. Thanks you for watching.
And don't forget, you can always get the latest mirror reviews and news online at slutv.slu.edu or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We'll be back here next week at 6 p.m. Have a great week, everybody.